Have you ever wanted to capture the perfect sun-kissed coquette aesthetic, just in miniature form? Today, we're giving my factory Blythe doll a dreamy summer makeover. After we dress her in a soft vintage dress, style her hair in a perfect little ponytail, complete with a bow to match her dress. I'll show you how to make her a pearl necklace. For today's doll of the week, I decided to get out my fake Middie Blythe doll. She came from AliExpress. My sister actually got her and gave her to me, along with a couple of dresses. This one here. These are little buttons. Isn't that a cute idea? Do some embroidery and just use the buttons as the flower part. And I think this actually is crocheted here. Huh. Get some ideas for some projects. She is a Middie, M-I-D-D-I-E. She is the middle size of the Blythe dolls. The petite are a little bit smaller, and then you have the Neos, which are larger. She's about 8 inches or 21 centimeters. The petites are I think they're 4 inches and about 12 centimeters. And then the Neos, they're more like about 11.5 inches or 29 centimeters. They're more the size of like a Barbie doll. Fortunately, she's got some little shoes. These are the only shoes she has. But today I'm going to actually swap her out of this dress, and we're going to do a croquet style. Have you ever heard of that before? Before this video, I hadn't heard of the croquet style. All right, I'm editing, and it's not croquet. That's a game. It's coquette. And I actually looked it up. You say it coquette. Sorry about that. Oh, by the way, you're probably wondering why I have a Christmas shirt on in July. Isn't it cute? My daughter-in-law gave it to me. Anyway, back to the video. I just kind of accidentally happened onto it, and I really, really like it. It's a very feminine style, romantic, and I have this dress here that I thought was perfect for the style. There's a lot of lace, pastel pinks and yellows, and so when I was looking that up, I thought, that was a perfect dress for that. We got a little bit of lace. We got a little bit of pearl buttons. Pearls are another thing that are good for the croquet style. But we're going to go ahead and get her changed into this dress. Since I'm changing her, I am going to show you dolly nudity here. But I'm going to show you a little bit about the doll so you can kind of get an idea of exactly what she's like. She's not like the typical Blythe dolls. They have a pull string and their eyes they'll close, and then when they open, they're a different color. They have 3 different colors. Her eyes, they don't open and close, but look, they go from side to side. Yeah. We'll put her so she's looking at y'all. And a little close up with her mouth. She's got a little bit of makeup here. And this is how you change her eyes. And I don't think she bends at the knee. I'm not really for sure. But it's very simple. Like I said, she's wearing white tennis shoes, so it'll go with this little dress. May not be the most romantic pair of shoes, but that's what she's going to wear because that's all she's got. She could go barefooted. Now, once I get her in this dress, we're going to do a couple of things with her. I would like to make her a piece of jewelry, and I would also like to fix her hair. All right, I've got her all dressed. Now I want to fix her hair. And I think I'm just going to do it in a simple ponytail. Now with the croquet style, they like to use a lot of ribbons in their hair. I am going to do a little bit different. I'm just using this little hair tie scrunchy little thing, whoops, in her hair. And then I'm going to put this bow in it. I think it matches her outfit very nicely. But I got to retrieve the hair tie. Hopefully I can find it because I just dropped it. Took me a while, but I found it. All right, so I've got a brush, and I'm just going to brush her hair. She's got really good hair, to say. But I'm just going to put it in a little high ponytail. I think most of us know how to do that. Make sure all the tangles are out. A lot of times you need to start at the bottom and work up if you have a lot of tangles. But then just take your little hair tie and this isn't really a tutorial on hair, but I am going to show a tutorial on how I make her some jewelry here in just a little bit. There we go. Isn't that pretty? Wish my hair would do that. Got flat hair. All right. Well, I am just dropping everything. Hang on. All right. Just put that up there like that. She's got a little bow in her hair. Very feminine. Now, I'm going to do a necklace. And I'm going to do it a lot like I did this bracelet for the virtual Blythe retreat a couple of years ago. I just took some wire and some e-beads. E-beads. They're 6/0. But you can use little seed beads. You could use different sizes, whatever fits your fancy. And I just put them on some wire. Now, this is going to be way too big for her for a bracelet. And I'm not for sure I want to make a little tiny bracelet for that little bitty wrist. So instead, I'm going to do the same thing, but it's going to be a necklace. At first, I was thinking about doing, well, I was trying to look for my pink beads like this, but I can't find them. I may be out of them. But I have these. These are coral. They don't really match that, but because it's so far away, it may be fine. Or maybe I can find some pearls. That would be nice. Let me see if I can find some pearls. So I found some little glass pearls, and I'm going to use this 20 gauge aluminum wire, and it's very simple to do. Let me see how many I have here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. So I have about 20 beads around here. And let me look. I'll go ahead and do 20 beads. You can adjust it however you want. So I'm taking my wire and I'm going to take 20 of these beads and I'm going to put them on the wire. I like to make jewelry for people, and I actually have a channel where it's only jewelry. A few little doll items are on there, but it's mostly people jewelry. But that being said, all of the techniques I use to make jewelry for people, it's how I make jewelry for the dolls too, except for maybe this one. I don't know if this one, because, you know, people move around a lot, I'm not for sure I would do a necklace like this, but you can use the technique I'm showing you for other jewelry. Well, I got 4. Let me put the rest of them on off camera so you don't sit here and watch me fumble around, and I'll be back. So I have 20 beads on there. And like I said, depending on the size of your beads and the size that you want your necklace to be, will determine how many beads you're going to have on there. So, round nose pliers. That's the next thing we're going to have. And I'm going to trim this off. I don't know if you can see. It's very pointy there. So I'm going to take my flush cutters and I'm just going to even it out. Notice I'm putting my finger on the top there so that little piece won't go across the room in somebody's eye. That wouldn't be good. All right, so taking the round nose pliers and I want to just make a little wrapped loop. And it's just going to be little, so I'm going to go with the very tippy top here. turn it like this. And then this part right here, I'm just going to wrap around. In fact, if you want, you can grab the loop like this. Use your flat nose pliers to wrap it around. And my arthritis is really bothering me today in my thumb. Okay. Now once you get it wrapped, you'll have a little burr. See that sticking up? You don't want that to happen because you don't want to scratch your doll up. So you just want to take your pliers and tuck it in. And then feel around, like I can still feel it. You can't really see it, but I can feel it. So I'm going to go back around and just keep smushing until I don't feel anymore. Now you want to be careful. You don't want to smush too much because you could break your wire. All right. So now you scooch all the beads down, all the way down, okay? And this is how you make a link. Like this necklace right here, I made a whole bunch of links and just put them together. And this is how I did that. This is just a great big link. All right, so again, you're going to take your round nose pliers, and notice I'm working on the spool. I haven't cut anything yet. So again, I'm going to go to the pretty tippy top, not all the way to the tippy top, but pretty close. And then I'm going to wire around. And I do have some better tutorials, like close up down, if you're really wanting to learn how to do this. A lot of you probably already know how to do this, but you can go over to my jewelry making with Tappingflamingo and check out some of my videos. Again, you're going to have this little burr sticking up. See that right there? So I'm going to take your flat nose pliers and just squoosh it in. I know that's not a word. So then we have this. Where's my baby here? Here we go. So I'm just going to take this. I could do one of a couple of things. I could just wrap it around her neck, like, which is what I'm going to do. Or if I wanted to put a clasp on it, I could take a jump ring and put a clasp on it, and then I could have made that bigger. Let's see. Let me show you what I mean. These are all jump rings. I need a clasp. But I could open up a jump ring. I dropped it again. Hang on. As I said before, my arthritis is really bothering me today. I can't hang on to anything. Which, you know, I could cut that out and not show you all the baubles that happen when I make jewelry, or when any of us jewelry makers make jewelry. But I want you to see that I'm not perfect. From a long shot, I'm not perfect. Okay, anyway, so I would put it in there like this and close it up. Hang on, I need to get a clasp. Let's see, where are you, clasps? Here they are. Forgot to put the clasp on the jump ring. So I got a lobster claw clasp, but I want to make sure it's working. Sometimes these things aren't working, so okay. Let me open this jump ring back up. Let's put that on there like that. There we go. Now close it up. You want to make sure it's closed all the way. You don't want any, like, see, there's a gap there. I don't know if you can see that or not. I don't know if you can see it very well, but believe me, there is a gap there. So if you keep it like that, it's probably will fall apart. So you want to make sure you don't do that. And then you could put around the doll. See? Let me get it on her. Or if you don't want to have a clasp, you don't have to have a clasp. You could just wrap it around her neck. Okay. You can just form it. And there she is in her Coquette Style summer dress. Oh, she looks so pretty. Her hair all done up. Now, I don't have a name for her. So, I want you to help me name her. I usually like to use beach type names. I also like to use flower names. So, with that in mind, help me come up with a name for this gal. And stay tuned for some pictures at the end. Thank you for joining me. This is Terry Jeanette with Be Creative signing out for now. Bye-bye.